Hi, my name is James, and I'll be presenting this hackathon project called Agent Swap. So this hackathon project addresses a big problem in automated market makers. So if you look at traditional initial automated market makers like Uniswap v2, liquidity is spread across an entire price curve from zero to infinity. This is very inefficient because there's a lot of your liquidity that will never be used. So, for example, with $100,000 of provided liquidity, you might generate only a 1.8% return in fees. There's also the risk of heavy and permanent loss, which is addressed in concentrated liquidity design market makers. With concentrated liquidity market makers, you can specify the price range that you stake your liquidity in. So there's 10 times better capital efficiency, but it requires monitoring of the price. So if price goes out of the range that you've staked your liquidity in, you won't be earning any fees. So you need to constantly monitor the price, or you need to set an extremely wide range for your liquidity provision. So most users who use concentrated liquidity can miss potentially 50% of fees and underperform the market. So there is a gap where retail users can compete with professional market makers because they have no way of automatically monitoring their liquidity positions. So our hackathon project is an AI-powered liquidity monitor. So we built a fully autonomous AI agent that manages Uniswap v3 positions using reinforcement learning. So we use PPO reinforcement learning, which predicts the best way to reallocate your liquidity trained on 100,000 simulations. So this agent runs 24/7. Once you've approved the agent to track your position, it tracks the pool, price movements, and volatility, and it calculates the best way to reallocate your position. And it's also non-custodial, so users still retain full ownership of their liquidity. So the result is 25 times more fees than the traditional AMM and 5 times more fees than a passive liquidity provision in a concentrated liquidity market maker. Um, so you can potentially earn 79% APY in 30 days. And in our project, we use real Uniswap v3 contracts that we build on top of. So it's production ready code that could be launched today.